your neighborhood love dealer. Hello, 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 and welcome to Viernes. It is Friday. What's in your wallet? Hello, it's not me. Hopefully, you got some things in there. I was led to actually start before I was ready. I usually have everything set up, right? Not done yet. Haven't even hit the button on the coffee. Um, I haven't did much of anything yet. I haven't even picked out the scripture. And I think it's being done like this for a reason so that you can see me in motion. But either way, what's going on? ¿Qué pasa? What's up? It is Friday. Hopefully, you're up. You are ready to start the day the best way that you can. And hopefully, I'm helping you perk up for the day, or at least get to the tea or get to the issues at hand. Because guess what? We dominate up in these mental streets. See, what's going on is we need you to think more about what's going on with you than what's going on across the street, next door, over there, or under there. I'm pointing up, but I'm thinking down. As above, so below. All right, so let me add my condensed milk because I'm gonna need my cafe. For some reason, I could not grab my pink pumpkin. I had to go with Chicago again this morning. What the hell is going on in these streets around my home? And who the fuck is Todd? I'll be right back. I've been hearing the name Todd for a year. Other places mentioned other places, but then I keep thinking about it. But then I know that there's a Todd Avenue. And I've never gone there. I don't think I have. I think I've driven through there, but I don't think I've gone like necessarily there. I don't know what the hell is going on Todd Avenue. Either way, let's get to the message. All right. So when I woke up this morning, I was blinking and I was thinking, and I was like, what? It's 2 something in the morning. And I slept straight through without any interruptions, right? So I gets up and I'm listening. Well, not gets up, get up. I'm laying there. 111. Love it. Intuition. So I'm laying there and I'm listening to the chirping. And I love the chirping because it's pleasant in the morning, really, really. It's almost like Snow White, but not quite so. There is a wicked witch in the kingdom. Oh, shit. Yeah, she's got henchmen. So, what's going on right now? I thought of the birds, and I'm like, all the birds are out there. There must be a sparrow, there must be a macaw, there must be a humming, there must be a cardinal, there must be a blue jay. There isn't an owl because I don't hear an owl. There isn't a vulture because there shouldn't be a carcass this close. However, but there's crows. There's always crows, and they go, "Meow, meow, meow, meow." What I did, what? Excuse me. A memory pops up and it makes me belch. I'm starting to realize what that is. So, the crows used to be at my window when I had a window seat. I had one of those, I had the back room with the big windows when I was little. My dad always kept me in a princess type situation. It was always a queen size bed. It was always like a certain situation where I had the best because I was the, not only was the baby, but I was one of one. So I, even though they, my mom and my dad had other kids besides me, I was the only one between the two, right? So that makes me very very different in a way because I'm the only one. I'm the one of one, right? So that. So the crow, it was funny because the crow I'd only seen, they didn't do a lot, the crow. And it was funny because I always mention the guy who played the Joker, the last one that played the Joker. Wasn't that Heathen? Wasn't that the same guy that played the Joker, the guy that played the crow? Jason Lee. His name was Jason or something, right? Wasn't he? It was something like that, but he's like did this, it had the same kind of effect that the guy that played the Joker. Stay with me because it's something in that. It's about mental health. It's about deep down. It's about the deep dive. It's about acting. It's about method acting. It's about a lot of things that I saw. So bear with me. It all comes together. It's just that I have a lot of information that I'm trying to compartmentalized into one. I'm trying to put it together, right? Imagine waking up just to come to someone else's home to tell them what to do in their home. They don't have to let you in. Okay, so this is what's happening. So, oh, the coffee's done. Let me get a sip. Somebody is actually going through some mental health issues on the other side of the screen. I'm gonna need you to go take your medicine or go call some support because you just changed your mind like within seconds of seconds. So that means that you're having a mental health crisis. There are hotlines. Get off right now. Go to Google or call 911 and let them know that it's a mental health crisis. Don't know if they're going to come to get rid of you or they're going to come help you, but I'll get to that message. So, what I saw when I woke up is very, very, very pertinent to what I'm talking about. So, I said Jason Lee with the crows, right? Another Jason Lee pops up. No, it was Jason. The guy was Jason that played the crow. And he ultimately himself, right? Boom. So now we get over to this other Jason. It was like another Jason pops up. Boom, on my timeline. Do you know I used to watch Ricky Lake? Oh my God. I was too young when I had that window seat, but Ricky Lake came right after that. Ricky Lake came back after. Oh, all this stuff lines up parallel to a lot of other things in the background, but I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about the things that you know about. So I wake up to Jason Lee, our Jason Lee, the tabloid Jason Lee, the paparazzi Jason Lee. He's had a history with 3 girls. It's so funny because it lines up great with what's happening now. The fact that he used to present so extra, extra masculine, and now he's so extra, extra flamboyant. So that leads to say that this has been going on for quite some time, all through the history of time. But now we kind of now have a really good look of how this plays out. Now, I saw it from the ugly boy standpoint. Now I saw it from Jason's point standpoint. It's not gang gang, it's gay gay. Okay, so he's really is like that. But there's a lot of people that are like that now that were trying to be masculine back in the day. But there are some that are still trying to present as masculine as Jason did present on that Ricky Lake episode. And now we're actually finding out, we're putting two and two together. We're realizing, hey, this man never really liked women. He was just trying his luck. He pushed it all the way to the limit. And then when he realized that he would actually get more money from messing with guys and would be able to hide better if he just hung with the guys, right? So that's what Jason decided to do because it was uncomfortable to keep keeping this up. You can see how uncomfortable he was on the Ricky Lake show. Like he changed skin like 4 or 5 times on the Ricky Lake show. I wouldn't have been able to call it exactly skin had I not seen the other creators call out exactly who he was each time he said a different phrase. Like he turned into Jesse Jackson on stage. He turned into oh my God, he turned into Peter Guns on the stage. He turned into a lot of different of the macho artists that we see nowadays who are presenting as players, right? They're not players, they're playing themselves. It was crazy because I used to work in a really big, what? It was like supposed to be Max, right? It was supposed to be Max forensics, mass forensics mental facility, right? What was crazy about it is I had this one client that they used to always try to make me sit on. And it was crazy because I thought he was the funniest damn thing in the world. He used to call me Brittany. No matter what I told him my name was, no matter how many times I redirected him, he used to call me Brittany. So eventually I just let him go ahead and call me because he was the one on medication. I wasn't. So I understood where his standpoint to an extent, right? So when he came in, I read his file, blah, 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 blah. But he used to call me Brittany. I read his file, whatever. So to me, from reading his file, I'm like, there's a little of this, there's a little of that. And I'm really good at profiling. I'm really good at putting the things together once I get a chance to look. So I look, I peek, and I take it and look. This guy is not obviously homosexual. He's not bisexual, right? Right. This is what you assume
off of basic facts, off of things that you just taken off. Now having extra information, regardless of what he used to tell me. He said, man, shoot, me and my dudes, when we couldn't get no bras, we used to each other off because you know what I mean. We gonna get some motion. You ain't gonna have me sitting there with the blue balls. My homeboy gonna look me out. My homeboy got me. Did I pose enough? All right. So, what I'm trying to tell you is these guys started doing this stuff out of convenience, and then eventually they started liking it. See, a lot of them, they were like, they didn't want to be lame. They didn't want to go out being thirsty to the girls, and they didn't want to, and they experimented. And a lot of us did experiment as we were growing up. Fortunately for a lot of us, we found our footing fast. Some of us ain't even never slipped our footing. Some of us just was like, no, hell no, right? Situations. So this is what I'm saying to you. That was so fucking funny. Someone's gay, all right? Someone is about to come out, or they haven't come out, or they refuse to come out, right? There's a young couple that doesn't want to be couples, so they say they're homeboys. So watch out for that. When they too close and they too macho, yeah, they making sure each other don't get the blue balls. And for some, they end up liking it way more than they'd like to admit. And that's what causes a lot of the Jason Lee situation. It causes a lot of them trying to, well, let me try this girl and see if I'm a stick. No, baby. Unfortunately, some buttons can't be unpushed. When you go all the way that way, some buttons can't really be unpushed because once you release the endorphins in there, that comes from hitting that G spot. And this is why a lot of people are told not to engage in fornication until they're able or understand or taught. A lot of us aren't taught certain things. We're not taught from the deepest level. We're taught from a very superficial, very, very topical situation. We're not taught substantial information to know exactly what we're getting ourselves into when we enter into the agreement of carnal interaction. I'll say that part, right? So, and even though, and like I say, even with a female, there is a way to attain that without entering the exit. But we're not taught any of these things. And the reason why we're not taught any of these things is because we would actually be able to maintain a reasonable relationship with our carnal nature. For the most of us, we know that this is a perk, that it feels good, but we also know that it is also a job that we're doing when we're doing it because it's supposed to produce something. As in the same thing as a factory does things, you're there to produce something when that energy, other than that, you're wasting that energy. Tupac said you're supposed to keep going and never pull out, right? It's a spiritual thing to that. This is why you have to be taught on certain levels. When you start to depend on lower amounts, low quality information, then you will indeed give yourself low quality experiences and your journey will be low quality. This is why it is on you to diligently and dutifully educate yourself, research. There is no one that knows everything. The moment a person says they know everything, they have now died. They have now died to themselves. Their brain is now in the middle of deterioration because there is no way to know everything when things are constantly and forever evolving. The only one that knows the plan is the creator. Okay? Unless you've created something real big, and I'm not talking about a clone. I'm talking about like, yeah, guard, the star constellation system, stardust, Milky Way, planets, that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm talking heavy stuff. So this is what I'm saying. So yeah, we have to be aware of where we are, and this is why we read the stars. This is why we check the weather. This is why we need to know what day it is. This is why we need to know what time it is, because all those things are in correlation. And if you, timing is everything. And if you don't have enough information during the time in which you're developing, in which the chemicals in your brain, in which the development in your body are in correlation to the point where you can absorb and unabsorb certain information, this is how your body retains things. And remember, your body is like a memory foam mattress. The things that you do from the beginning are the things that you're going to have to figure out and crisscross and uncross in the end. And like I said, something happened. Jason was a beautiful guy growing up. Maybe he was born that way in his mind. Maybe he was almost XX, and somewhere along the line of the journey, he turned XY. Something inside still hadn't gone quite over. Either way, we have to get to know people. There are no two that are the same. So it is wise for you to either invest wisely in a person or invest wisely in yourself and keep all of your energy to yourself unless you're ready to go down into the journey. Not attached to the result, but attached to the journey. I am not mad for anyone who started off one way, ended up another way. The issue would be for a person to tell the truth. The insult comes in the lies and the disguise and trying to bring a person down to a level in which you can get over on them, as opposed to bringing yourself up to a level where you could sit with them and be reasoned with and understood. A lot of people, for sake of shame, would rather create an enemy and never see you again than create a friend and be able to pass with reason. Oh, I see that guy. It didn't work out. Well, it didn't go that quite the way we thought it would go. But great, long as everybody's okay. We don't have a lot of that anymore. A lot of people are passing an animosity and they don't even know why they're holding on to it. It's because we're holding on to some ideals that have not necessarily served us in the last few years. But by the way, that Ricky Lake show used to be great. And it was crazy that it came on right after you got out of school. Like you got straight into the drama and you had to do your homework. Mm. Shout out to Chicago. I don't know why I'm pushed to say that, but it seems like they've been getting just as much trouble as we have. But it seems that theirs is being blown out of the water. Why? Interesting. Yeah. So here's what I had to say about that mental health scare that happened yesterday. So there was a issue where the police were involved and they had to get rid of a person that had mental health issues. The only issue that I had with that is the guy made it from wherever he was armed to the corner of Wilkins and Caton Avenue. He was right beside the hospital. The spokesman that was speaking for the police was saying that they got a call. The hospital did help. They both said on the soundbite, they said that he was having a mental health crisis. And at the end, they said that he had bipolar and schizophrenia, those things included. Here's my thing. He ended up dead. Not like right by the emergency room, right? And you could see by the set of the sergeant's face, the way all of his body was telling me that Even though he said that they were trained to intervene into mental health crises and things of that nature, he did not come to intervene. He came to put it down. They came to put it down. To me, that's what they came to do, and that's what happened. Um, there was no negotiation, there was no calm down, there was no de-escalation. I can tell because of the nature in which they explained. They said he had a gun, da 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 da. They skipped a lot of small details that would have made it change. Here's the thing. Why would you shoot to kill right next to the emergency room? Wouldn't it be smarter to wound, disarm, and take to the emergency room so that this man continues to live? Someone must have explained that they were tired of him, didn't want to deal with him, or they just needed him gone. Some people are not dealing with mental health crisis. They're dealing with reactive abuse. And they're being pointed at and say, hey, look, this person is crazy. And fortunately and unfortunately, if a person has been complained about unbeknownst to them or reported unbeknownst to them, or a case has been built unbeknownst to them, then it makes a thing like that look like that. It looks open and closed. We go up, he's acting a fool, he's got a gun, we shot him, we got him safe, everybody's safe. That's what that looks like from that point. But from another point, it looks like he needed to be getting rid of, he was causing a problem, he was holding something up. Maybe someone had a life insurance policy on him. Maybe somebody was getting benefits from him, for him, and he was having a fit about it, or he understood, or he found out and got upset. Either way, he was so close to a hospital that shooting him to disarm him, they would have been able to save him because he was next to a hospital. Now, I'm not going to go too far into that, but this is how I thought of it. If he was right next to the hospital, why did he have to die? If it was in fact a real mental health situation, I do understand that the police are expected to put themselves in the best position to make it home to their women and their children. Yes, I understand that, but I also understand the duality of certain situations. And looking at that situation, there were things that could have been done. So I don't know. Allegedly, especially me knowing that area enough to know that there's a mental health facility right up the road. And I also know that there's also a big thing about a lot of the people having mental health breakdowns around that are now finding out what's going on, that are now finding out that they are being bippity bopped behind the scene. And if a person does not know that a person is under spiritual warfare, it does look like a mental health crisis. A lot of people are being misunderstood because people are just saying crazy. And it's being thrown about so lackadaisical. Nobody is doing the work to find out what crazy really is. When we use the term, we have to be careful about context. We have to be careful how we carelessly label people crazy. Dave Chappelle has said it. Plenty of people have said it. You have to be careful saying that people are crazy. Because here's what I thought about when that guy got up that morning. We hadn't heard nothing about him until he got on that corner with that gun. Apparently, he was okay when he got dressed, when he traveled. Apparently, he had been okay for years leading up to that moment. Apparently, I guess, I'm assuming because I didn't go into it, he doesn't always do that, okay? Because this was our first time hearing about that. You understand? A lot of times when you hear about towns with people that have problems, you see them a lot. You see them. It becomes just like the Running Man. If you've heard about the Running Man, people all the way in other countries have heard about the Running Man of Baltimore. So like I said, this is a small town. So if you see a person, either somebody's planning the information or somebody does not have the information, because it's very easy to ask questions. So either people did not ask questions and they took a person's word and went for it, or they knew exactly what they were doing. So this is what we have to figure out, right? Cool. The problem is we have a lot of people who are trying to be hitmen. We have a lot of people who are broke. They never went to school. They never passed. They can't really read a paragraph. They can't get a job. They can't put things in their name. They can't live the life that they see on screen, so they plan to take it. And a lot of times they just set people up to do it. We have a lot of people that just lay about and they set traps for people because they don't actually want to live a good life. They want to be scammers, fraudsters, they want to be hitmen, they want to be the fake Illuminati, and all sorts of things. They want to be gay and they want to be embarrassed about it. They don't want to tell people, well, I like men. Well, there's a person that knows you like men. You and the person who you like. So it's unfair for you to get upset because you're embarrassed of your sexual preference. It's 2026. Who cares? Who gives a shit? And here's another thing. People should not be trying to take out their parents, try to take their homes. People should not be trying to take out their family members, to take their businesses and rob them of their riches. People shouldn't just be doing that because that's very, very karmic, right? Men shouldn't be running around trying to give people STDs that they hate. Women shouldn't be doing it either. People with STDs should really just go on and be in their community. If y'all want to pass it back and forth, then that's okay. But you cannot just take away people's options by laying with them without giving them information. Someone tried me like that. I don't play like that. I stay at the doctor's. We not doing that. And the fact that we have a bunch of grown men and women running around trying to push an agenda and make a person uncomfortable because they have been uncomfortable undoubtedly in life. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. The fact that we have people who have gone to school, went to college, actually done something with their life, they're ready to throw it away just to be criminals, small time criminals, big time, whatever type of criminal you wanted to be. You're still a criminal if you're doing something that's against the law and trying to label someone else a criminal, especially if you're in the courthouse, using your body in favors to change another person's trajectory. Because I found it funny that a lot of people are being 304s to get things done and label me a 304 when I think y'all nasty and y'all diseased because y'all laying with each other to get things done. Whatever y'all can't get bribed and paid for, y'all lay down with each other. Y'all screwing each other for. And then on top of that, y'all messing with people kids. And I have a problem. I have a problem with you messing with people kids. Other people kids, my kids, anybody kids. I had a problem with somebody was messing with me when I was a kid. So I definitely am an advocate. So, like I said, I actually am an advocate for those who have been through abuse, essay and things of that nature. I am definitely here to help guide you through the journey of picking up the tellers, okay? Especially when it comes to a family dynamic. Some families are ready to protect the attacker. They will never protect the victim because what the attacker does is goes and makes a lot of money. And then the family that doesn't really want to do a lot of the work, they like to look the other way because they might get a favor or a bill or two paid. The problem is the person who goes through the most damage gets told they can't say anything because the family won't look good anymore if the truth should be out. And we found in a lot of these places, in a lot of these clandestine things, that is usually a really mean, insecure woman who has also been through the ringer, who they recruit to take another woman through the ringer. We heard things about Griselda Blanco, and then I clicked on something where this guy was messing with the JetBlue stewardess, and she was actually trafficking his daughter. That was his daughter, and it at first when you clicked on it, it looked as though he was heard about his fiance doing things to his daughter and selling it on the black web. Well, come to find out, he was part of it. Meaning he didn't really care what happened to the daughter. He just wanted to have living stuff and make enough money to live the life that he wanted. They had all these cars. They weren't the best looking people. They weren't the best shaped people. They weren't the best people, period. However, they wanted to live the best life. And you have to watch out for people who just want everything and they don't do anything. They want the life, but they don't do anything to get the life. They take the life. So pay attention to what's going on around you. A lot of things don't match. A lot of things don't match. And this is why we have to ask questions. Excuse me. I know the neighbors thought I was selling dope. The neighbors thought I was selling cooch. The neighbors thought I was doing this. The neighbors thought I was doing that. And that's because that's what they've been doing all their life. That's what their men do. That's what their women do. That's what their grannies do. That's what their fathers do. And eventually they just turned into zombies in the zombie land. And I guess because they don't know my business and I won't tell them my business, they were trying to assume and trying to investigate. However, the way they went about it was against the law. Someone was digging into my HIPAA records. Someone was digging in my background. Someone had even created a profile, a government profile, a few government profiles. And for some reason, I can't click in them, but I have access to them. I see them. I just can't get in them. So I'm going to find that out. And then I realized that someone was trying to steal not only my businesses, but trying to get loans in my name and stuff like that. So I found a lot of information when it comes to that. So it's like, be careful with people. And once you see who a person is, be prepared to make motion and make moves because, like I said, these things, they are right in your face. You just have to be able to pay attention. I don't know where you are in your life, but pay attention. Pay attention. Yeah. So when I realized that there was a court clerk at the same funeral that I was at, and then when I realized this, that, and the third, I realized who I was dealing with. I was dealing with someone who had been putting things in my case all my life. The reason why they were able to do it is because they were pretending to be with me and not against me in my face. But the minute I turned my back or when I wasn't looking, this person was definitely loading up on me. However, God is so good. I don't even have to talk to people to get this type of information. Isn't that good? It's a blessing. It's very blessing. So I hope you get the help and the lawyer that you need, honey, baby. I hope you go to God and I hope you get saved. But really, the angel of death is going to drag you mentally up and down your walls because of the things you did. So really, honestly, I can enjoy this here coffee and this here geode because God is so good that he would actually make a rock that was pretty. I hope you get the support and the mental health that you need. I'm here for some guidance, but I don't guide the karmics anywhere. They can go straight to hell for me. So, like I'm saying, I guess I was part of the process. I had to get the process done because we got too many people trying to play in my face, especially little gay guys that swear y'all is gangster. Okay, I can't stand y'all. Then y'all met the old eunuch. His thing only worked for men, so stop coming at women for him. Chase his boyfriends. They have more money. I'm just gonna tell you, his boyfriends have more money. He just don't want his girlfriends. Well, his old residue. He feels as though he got to get rid of the girls that he tried to rob, because him and his boyfriend need to go forward and be upstanding citizens in everybody else's face. But I'm not no beard nigga. I ain't taking care of you, and I ain't buying. Watch your back. Watch your back. You the one threatening me on my phone on my channel. Watch your back. That is intended threatening. You threatening me on my what am I doing? Osama 2020-207. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me this warning. I appreciate you in telling me that what's going to happen. I appreciate you threatening me on my page. I love it that you get up and you spend so much time on me. There is some good people, and they come to my page and they love to be here, and they also see what's going on because it's the tea, right? But I'm drinking coffee. So, like I said, I hope you guys get the help and the support that you need. I am here to give certain guidance. I do not guide the karmics because what am I guiding you to anything for? You've already led yourself, your soul to Sheol. So it's nothing for me to do. And for my subscribers and my likers and my sharers and all the people who do support me, genuinely, I appreciate you getting here. I appreciate all the what you do. You sharing me into the algorithm. I appreciate that. I love that for you, and I love that for us, because I made this channel so that I could have a voice. Someone tried to take my voice. Someone tried to take my life. Someone tried to take everything from me because they unfortunately have not built anything for themselves. And it's unfair for a person who hasn't done anything but tried to help everybody to be swamped like this by people who are lesser than. I never thought I was better than anybody, but I'm at least better than the people who are trying to take me down. I know I hurt a few of you bitches' feelings when I told you exactly how I felt after all these years. That's because I don't have a tendency to run around trying to make people uncomfortable. And the thing about it was, when you saw that I wasn't trying to beef, you thought that that was an automatic go for you. No, it wasn't. I tempered down for a reason. Because I decided that I wanted things and I did not want them to be taken away. You amped up because you knew you were going to try to have sex with the whole city to cover up your tracks. However, things like HPV and, bipolar schizophrenic does happen when you keep laying around with people, different devils in different levels. So while you clear that up, we're going to be here chilling. This is why people go to their own channels, because that's where they can speak. People are not trying to control them. I remember the last job that I quit and I walked away from was because the women were so bullyish. They were bullying me because they were doing things behind the scenes that were not right, and they did not want me to know. However, I was minding my business. The fact that I left and I didn't let this bald-headed, crackhead, deer-looking woman boss me around because she thought she was going to talk to me like a child, I went home. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I have a child to take care of. I have another child that I was supporting at the time, had I known that he was taking all my stuff and trying to replace me with another mother. You could have replaced me. You could have just left. You ain't even had to do nothing to me. You could have just left and put all your daggers in that bitch bag. Cause the fuck? At least I let you be alive. At least I brought you to this earth. At least I put you, I helped you through school. I was giving you rides. I was doing all the things that I was supposed to do as a mother. I did not know that you and your father decided that y'all found another dummy more valuable than me. Y'all could have just ate that bitch up. You didn't have to put me in none of y'all shit. But this is where we are. Unfortunately, I wasn't a bum enough for y'all. I had to be a bum for y'all to accept me. I had to be a bum for y'all to go find another woman. I had to be a bum for you to go find some support. I had to be a bum so that you could feel like a person at the end of the day. And unfortunately, you ain't getting shit if I gotta give up my own for you. Because I wasn't even thinking about you when I was here. I wasn't thinking about you when I was there. I wasn't thinking about you when I was writing. I wasn't thinking about you when I was building. I wasn't thinking about you when I was doing any of the things that I was doing. So it's unfortunate that you built your life upon something that you weren't even thought into. And for the people who I tried to consider, woe is me. That's it. That's all the esteem I have for you. That's all the esteem I have for you. I got plenty. Okay, I've got plenty. So, like I said, is this interesting? I never even picked out a scripture for today, but it led me today. Like I told you, it led me to get on unprepared. I had homework. Trust me. I got stuff. I actually have it for 2 days. I told you yesterday I had it written down, and I still do. It's just that I can't say it right now because I got to sit on it. Especially knowing what I know. Especially knowing what I know. It's crazy. But yeah, especially when you see people sitting right in your face talking about you and they don't think that you know. They don't think that you know. So the little dumbass little nigga take off his glasses like I don't know. Like the little dumb little short boy. He take off his glasses like I don't know. So the other little stupid boy, he think he doing something. Yeah, and that would have been like y'all be so dumb. Like y'all be so obvious. Like sure y'all watch TV, but are y'all watching TV? Y'all be funny as shit. And then I be hearing y'all. Y'all be loud as fuck too. Oh, so yeah. And then y'all be obvious too. But did I tell y'all that I worked in a mental health facility for like over 20 something years? So I kind of know what a lot of you you motherfuckers look like. I know what your people makeup would be. I know exactly how your family would come together. And fortunately and unfortunately for me, I've been through enough shit to know when shit stink. By the way, shout out to what school with that? What school with that? No. Construction. Pimlico. Pimlico was under construction for a long ass time. But you know another school that was under construction that came and it disappeared? It was different. It was different because it never had its own building. At least that's what we was told. Arlington Elementary. I remember that experience like it was yesterday. I can remember it vividly. My teacher's name was Mr. Bristol. I remember so many things about that time. I remember so many things about everything, really. I remember the bougie bitches that came from bitches who stole pussy all the time. I don't even know what the fuck they was bougie for. And they made the bald-headed girl popular each time. It's like, I'm holding my hands like this because it's almost like Jarvis. I am a Fraggle. You ain't that smart. Anyway, funny. This is funny. Yeah. So I'm touching on some things here. And it's for the collective because a lot of people, I'm not the only one going through the motions of going through the back, which brings us forth. Even Zuba Maful, Ben Varang, animals, Animal House. Yeah, a lot of us came up in animalistic houses. We just didn't know who were the animals. It's just like Scooby-Doo. They would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. And then you find out that the monsters that you thought were in that were in the neighborhood, they had on a mask. They were regular people. It was the baker. It was the teacher. It was the banker. It was the shoot. It was the person who was supposed to be the pillar of the community. Most of the time, that was the monster. So Scooby-Doo wasn't too far off fetch. By the way, shout out to, what was her name? Cindy. Is it Mindy Cohen or Cindy Cohn? I think it was her birthday. Either way, either it was her birthday or she passed away. I don't know. I just get the information. Shalom. There's that Israel reference again. So somebody was supposed to be a straight. Somebody was supposed to be a straight through the Bernie was a big insurance rep. Okay, somebody was supposed to be a straight through the communities. They were supposed to connect Iran, that sector of Israel, and I think it was France or something with our type. So he was supposed to do it. That was supposed to be his mission. However, he got thrown off when he became affluent. And then that's the problem when people become affluent. They get around money and they get around privilege and they get around access and they forget the purpose that they were supposed to get. So that's important for someone here to not subscribe to affluence. I'm not talking about Aflac. That's different. That's insurance for your job. That's income insurance. I'm talking about affluence. AFLLUENCE. Affluence. That's when a person is kind of unrelatable. They become kind of disconnected to the environment. They fail to read the room in exchange for the entitlement of leading the room. Like, they care less about the room. They just are entitled. Something like that. Okay, so yeah, it's somebody that was supposed to be on a pure grass and roots mission who eventually, as they raised up through the ranks and changed tax brackets, they became something different. As they were growing up, their purpose was to change the world, make it a better place. Once they got to a certain job, they got around certain people, they started rubbing shoulders and elbows with somebody, they turned into the monster that they are today. And they're not exactly, they don't exactly know exactly how to get there. They don't exactly know how to pedal back. And they don't know, they don't really know if they want to pedal back. Because if they pedal back, part of the lifestyle and the access that they have is going to go away. And it might even cause problems. But if they cut it off now, they can stop feeling as guilty as they began to feel. This is for somebody. Oh, yeah. And what the hell was you thinking when your black ass came home and tried to claim that buttermilk white baby? I always ask that. Anyway, like I said, let me find the scripture so I could get on to the tarot and keep it going, because I only plan on doing air. I'm looking at the Bible. It was something that I seen this morning that I wanted to say to you. And That ain't it. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Okay, 82. 82. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Bruh. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. See, money will not save you from this here dirt. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Selah, so be it. So let it be. It really does not need an explanation, really, honestly. Those that judge justly because you are being judged. See, we have a system where we don't think that the judges will get judged. Unfortunately, they have a lot more wiggle room than everyone on this earth. They even have more wiggle room than the president. However, they both kind of need each other to exist. The judge needs Trump, and Trump needs the judge. It's such a give and take. This is the situation in which we're in. It's funny that Trump is a Gemini, and I am fighting someone who has access, direct access to a judge. Yep. Yep. So it's almost the same. It's almost like there's a doppelganger problem going on and another problem going on the same way with the same energies, but different skins, different bodies, different vessels. And this is what I was saying about the collective. A lot of us are going through the same thing at the same time. It's just some of us are more aware than others and some are not. Some just think that they're just going through a bad time. They have no idea that there are things that are put in place that are making these things go bad. I used to think the heat cutting off was just, yeah, the temperature's reading. No, it's something very different. There are people who are put in place that have no other job but to see who they supposed to be messing with at this moment, at this time, at this interval. Like there are people who have those remote jobs that started popping up, and they pop up everywhere, and they're like, call in, you have no experience needed, we got a remote job. Somebody just got hired to be a gang stalker, whether they know it or not. Work from home, do this, do that. You became a telemarketer, you don't know that you became a gang stalker. You just became a representative for this, or a call-in center for that, or an at-home call center for this. You just became a gang stalker, whether you know it or not. And your boss is on the email, which is really sketchy because you don't know who's your boss. And they can use the same name, but they can be a different person. Like I've seen this. It's like the people babysitting me, right? One can't leave without somebody else being there. Imagine that. You are more responsible for another adult than the kids that came out of your balls and your cooch. Imagine that. And you have to stay on them and watch them everywhere, even when they ain't doing shit. Interesting. Anyway, like I was saying. But yeah, ye are gods, all of you. And you are children of the Most High. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. That is Psalms 82. For those who would like to partake, that is what it is. I love my Bible. I'm gonna tell you why this Bible, as opposed to that New Testament, it hit difference. When you have a reverence for words, when you actually understand what the words mean in this world, woo, you'll understand. Live a little longer, you will understand. You will understand. I made me some spicy yellowfin tuna yesterday. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. When I fell in love with these nori sheets. With these seaweed. Oh my goodness. The salt. This is the sea salt one, right? I like the teriyaki one. Oh my goodness. These are so good. They're good. They're really freaking good. They so good I have to whisper. They're freaking good, okay? And they replace when you don't want to eat crackers, when you don't want to sit there and eat. I don't eat a lot of bread, so this is great. And have you seen the fact that the birds are not eating the bread? I see people trying to poison. I call it poison the birds now because the birds are not eating the bread for a reason. Pay attention. Birds aren't stupid. Animals aren't stupid. They might get confused. They might get sick. They might get old. But animals aren't inherently stupid, okay? So we got the King of Cups. We got Aquarius and we've got Pisces here. And we've got two Taurus. Whoa, somebody's extra stubborn this morning. Good morning, good morning. 6-7. Somebody's extra stubborn this morning. Ooh, shit. Should I be nervous? Somebody's stuck like Chuck. Somebody's deadlocked on something. Hard burden, 10. We got 10 at the end of the deck. Okay, so hard burden. Somebody is going through it right now. They're being very, very stubborn because two bullies are out here, right? Two Taurus, right? And that's 6-7. So there's a 6 of Pentacles and a 7 of Pentacles. Giving, sharing, receiving, wealth, generosity, sharing, caring. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. So somebody is deadlocked on this 6-7. And no, it's not demon time. Someone's trying to share some money. And there's a King of Cups. That's emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic control, balanced, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. Aquarius, Pisces, two Taurus here. So there is a intuitive, very, very unique individual. They have Taurus bully energy. Now, they may be an earth sign or they may actually be a Taurus. This person they got the bag and they're doing pretty good. They're coming to share. So I don't know what your situation is. I don't know who you're dealing with, but there is a King of Cups energy about to enter into your life, and they seem to have grounded themselves. They seem to be deadlocked on sharing with you. There's somebody coming in to offer support to someone, okay? And like I said, we have a King of Cups. We have the 6 and the 7. We have the King of Cups. We have two Taurus cards, right? And both of these Taurus cards are good. So let's read across so you get straight through it. So there's fire, water, earth. Excuse me. Take what resonates. Do not force it. Aquarius, Pisces, two Taurus. Emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic control, balanced, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. Giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, charity, sharing. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. 6-7 together, that is 13. Death and transformation. So someone is deciding no longer to be selfish. Somebody is changing course. Someone is trying to share. Someone is trying to become emotionally balanced. Someone is trying to ascend from being a hard karmic. This is unbelievable. Someone is definitely trying to do a 180. They're trying to turn their life around, and I am here for it if it is genuine. Be aware, some people are good at changing for small amounts of time, even though they do not commit to the change. So kudos to the person who is working very hard to become better at life. Wonderful. People are allowed to change. However, hopefully you stay consistent. Let's move forward. Take what resonates. Sun, moon, rising, Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus. I'll show you the cards. "13 is death and transformation." All right, let's get. We're going to do 6 spreads. So that was the first spread. Whoop. I'm dropping cards. I have to tell you sometimes when I'm doing things because I think the words matter. It's in the message. If I say it, it's in the message. I'll put it that way. Oh, shit. What is going on with it? Whoa. Whoa. Hold up. Whoa. Hold up. Whoa. 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 Okay. So somebody was laying in wait. Somebody was laying in wait. Okay, so we got this 9 of Swords. Someone is still not getting any sleep. Honey, you're going to drive yourself into derision. 3 days. 3 days without sleep. You need help. You need support. You need to talk to someone. You need to call a line. You need to sleep. Okay? Sleep, a loss of sleep is definitely pointing to some mental things going on. What is keeping you up? What the heck is eating Gilbert Grape? I love that movie. Leonardo DiCaprio played so well in that movie. You could not have told me that he didn't have developmental disabilities. Ooh, I was told to mention that. Developmental disabilities, they come in by the age of 25. If a person has not diagnosed with a constant developmental disability by the age of 25, they do not have it. If someone is starting to tweak out after the age of 25, something is being done. Medication should be checked. Environment should be checked. People should be checked. If a person makes it past the age of 25 without developmental disabilities, and after that point in time, they do develop something mental, someone is doing it. Someone is putting something in place. Developmental disabilities happen between the age, they mature between the ages of 22 to 25. If a person does not have a developmental disability diagnosis by the age of 25, not saying that they can't go undiagnosed. What I'm saying is there are certain things that will already be in the makeup by the age of 25. If they make it past a certain age and they don't have it, and then all of a sudden they end up with it, there are some things that you are not seeing behind the scenes. I keep telling people, I've always been healthy. I never really had a real big taste for alcohol, and this should have been a warning to me when I started liking it. Someone was doing something to make me want alcohol, because I still don't like alcohol. It's nasty. Everybody knows that shit. It's nasty. So when I started liking it, I should have known someone was doing something to encourage it. That's something that came about, because I don't like it. The shit's nasty. Like champagne, yes. A little lager on the side, yes. A nice little fruity cocktail, yes. But the motherfuckers had me hitting the liquor hard. I don't do that. So I knew that was out of context, right? I'd never been epileptic, but after the age of 30 something, I start having seizures. Someone should have checked. No, because the people around me were supposed to have cared. So it appeared as though the people were taking care of me. Though they was taking care of me all right. They was getting me the fuck up out of here. Thank God. Anyway, like I said, this is why you should ask. And this person is going into mental deterioration. If this person is keeping up like this, I don't think you want to keep sleeping with this person. You might wake up, this person is throttling your ass. And be mindful of the bippity boppers. When that shit start backfiring, they will wake up and throttle your ass. This is why you shouldn't play in that shit. Anyway, so the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Knight of Cups, creativity, romantic charm, imagination. Oh, so this person is still butthurt about somebody being able to get away from them. Damn, homie. Damn, Gina. You ain't running shit. You thought you was. All right, so there's somebody that's butthurt about somebody being able to go on with their life and do a little something that does not include them. So, yeah, there's the Ace of Cups here: love, compassion, creativity, new feeling, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, marriage. But those who want a kid, there's somebody who wants to knock your ass up immediately. I don't know if you want to do that because I guess you might want to have fun. You're going to have to get a babysitter to go and F around. And you got to hope that the babysitter doesn't want a part of the pie. So, yeah, I don't know about that. So just make sure you take your time next time you get into something. All right? I'm thinking Popeye. Why am I thinking of Popeye? I'm definitely nobody's olive oil. Oh, now I know. This is why I'm thinking of Popeye. Oh, you son of a bitch. Anyway. Sorry for the spice. I am still nice. Yeah. So somebody wants to be Bluto and Popeye. It's like a situation like that. Someone wants to fight. Someone wants to fight. It's divine masculine against the, yeah, give me something. I got my spinach. Somebody been working out. Okay, so there's a situation where there's a Brutus, there's a Bluto, there's a big guy. He might not be big physically, but he might be big in the bank. He might be big in the scene. He might just have big pockets. He might have a big network. Whatever it is, there's a big guy fighting a little guy over the prize. So big bank take little bank, I don't know, or little bank take big bank. I have no idea, but there's a situation. Take what resonates: sun, moon, rising, feminine or masculine. There are some women that think they're bigger than the program. So how could you want a person like that when you could have all this right here? Well, your presentation made him not want it. Because you was like, all this right here. He was like, oh my God, all that. Oh shit. So there's a situation like that. But there's mainly a guy who thinks he's bigger than the picture and he wants to have it all. He wants to do it all. And he feels like the person that he wants has to do what he wants them to do. However, it has to be mutual attraction. So there is a reasonable person on the other side who wants to be in, but they don't know if they necessarily want to deal with people coming at them all crazy about somebody that they really like. So the person who really is interested in the person for real, they a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, they're a little scary. They don't know if they want to get into all the drama. They don't know if they want to be fighting against people for the person that they love. But here's the kicker right here. If the person that you love loves you back, you are not fighting for the person you love. You and your spouse supposed to be together fighting for your respect. What the fuck you bothering us for? If me and this woman are together and we like this, how you fighting to get in? You would have to fight me and her to get in. See, that's what a real couple does. They both don't let nobody come in. And this is the issue. We have too many couples where a person can be pulled away. They can be pulled away either way from somebody. And that's the problem. We have couples that are not couples. They're chancing each other until they find something else. And this is the issue. Hello? Either choose or lose. Stop doing that. Because one day you're going to try to choose up or down, and you're going to find out that you didn't choose yourself. Because I can tell by a lot of you guys' spouses, you didn't like yourself. Yep, you didn't like yourself. And that's another thing that made me change the way I looked at relationships. I started looking at some of the people that were married and realized they don't like each other. They're together for survival. They're together for one, to keep somebody's mama or sister alive, or for health insurance reasons, or because they can't sleep by themselves at night. Like, it's too many people together for reasons other than genuine companionship and love. So, good luck with that shit. Anyway, like I said, somebody butthurt, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, somebody's butthurt at the fact that someone's going into a new beginning. They're batshit crazy, beating on everybody, beating the walls. This person ain't even like that. So if you're sitting there letting that soft nigga beat on you, hey, you should have been bobbing and weaving. Hold up, let me move the head. You should have been bobbing and weaving. She's all right. Anyway, yeah. So take what resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio. There's somebody who's absolutely losing it because you get a new beginning and they don't. Whew. Alrighty then. And Live in Color. I love that show. You can do what you want to do and live in color. Hey, hey, hey. I used to dance and stuff. Oh, shucks. Kind of rough. Ooh. I got a lot of energy this morning. What is going on? And I have not hardly drank this coffee. You know what it is? I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't been smoking no weed. Oh my God. I ain't say I quit. I said I ain't been smoking. And I get more energy. Shit. I get way more energy when I don't, because I be having shit to do. So that last number was a 10, and that is wish fulfillment, which is great, which is honestly good. I am feeling freaking awesome this morning. How about you? Somebody's going through a tower right now, in this moment. Oh, shit. Tower moment. Knight of Wands. Boom. Ace of Wands. Boom. Malpractice. For some reason, somebody's been given medicine for a reason that they didn't need it. They didn't need it. And what's crazy is the medicine that they gave them actually causes more issues than it fixes. I don't know who needs to know this, but they need to pull up that doctor. There's malpractice. Anyway, boom, boom. I love it when I'm right. HIPAA violations. Boom. Oh, get them. Tower. Like I said, Knight of Wands next. Ace of Wands third. Let's get into it. The Tower is sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, disaster, awakening, release, sudden insight. All right. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys doing anything that we want. The flying monkeys. You're not from the UK. You've never been to London, and you're not that cultured. I love the Beatles, by the way. That girl is a real crowd pleaser. Black Beatles. I'm having a ball this morning. Energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. I swear I didn't read this card before I was acting a fool just now. Here you go. Knight of Wands. Okay. So, energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. Damn, it is one. It's weird that guy died at St. Agnes, too. Keep an eye on those doctors over there. Those are Catholics. It's a spiritual place. They pray over there too. Pay attention to the P-R-A-Y and the P-R-E-Y. Yeah, so Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, 16, 1, 17, 8. Karma, boom. What is the 17? The 17 is something, isn't it, in tarot? I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I think it's a major arcana too. If you have it before I do, let me know. But it's the 17. What is the 17? 14 is temperance. 16 is tower. 14 is temperance. And 15 is obsession. I'm going to find it. Yeah, 17. It's the star. Mic drop. Okay, so now I see it. I just dropped freaking cards again. 8 cards to be exact. This shit is spooky. Anyway, like I said, so we got the 16, the Knight of Wands with all this energy. Boy, imagine you had all them lies and they all become debunked by the same exact device you use to put somebody in some bullshit. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. They say if you could get yourself in trouble with it, you can use the same thing to get yourself out of trouble. I don't know who needs to hear this. Anyway, Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential, beginnings, new opportunities and growth. And this is why the person is butthurt and they're jumping out. If you know a person is crashing out like this, and you know that they're a coward and they get a little weird when it comes to them answering questions or taking accountability, make sure all the windows are locked and they're not on any upper levels. Make sure that they're on the ground level so that they can't jump from anywhere, and remove all prescriptions and keep a close eye. This person is definitely going to do something sinful and cowardly, like try to take themselves out, because they cannot take the attention that they try to put on other people. Somebody can't take the attention that they try to put on other people. Anyway, Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, and it's that 17, which is the star. And the star looks like this, even though I didn't draw it yet. This is what the star looks like. It's a naked chick. Anyway, yeah, this is what the star looks like. I'm saying so somebody is upset at the star. They're upset at the energy. They're upset at the new project. They are not a part of it, so they don't want it to exist. They want it all gone. They want to black it out. And we got to let those people have their feelings, because they ain't going nowhere. Nowhere! Excuse me. So, let's get to the last 3, because we did 3. Okay, so we got the Knight of Pentacles. This is so fun this morning. Love you. Friday, 6-9. 69 God, you a 69 God. 69 God, you a 69 God. Duck, 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 run for your life. Duck, 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 run for your life. Ah! Boom, back, big back, boom. Say something. Big back, boom. Okay, all right. Kendrick energy, Gemini. All right, so somebody says what they say and they mean what they mean when they say it. It's all right. It's all right. Tell them it's all right. It's okay. Tell them it's all right. They said that was one of the most salacious songs that Ray Charles. Baby, it's all right. Baby, it's all right. It's okay. Baby, it's okay. Coercion? Okay. That's the word that came about. Coercion. Baby, it's all right. Baby, it's okay. That usually happens when you tell a person no, or you try to tell a person that you don't want to do something and they don't take the no for an answer. They start saying, hey, it's okay. They start trying to make you comfortable with letting your no go. That is coercion. Anyway, taps. All right. Knight of Pentacles, hard work, productivity, routine, conservatory, efficiency, responsibility, familiarity. Happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia, wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, gratitude. Boom. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Nine of Cups, 69, Cancer. There's a 9, the 69, there's a Cancer. There's a Cancer who works really, really hard to conserve because he's responsible for a lot of people. However, he uses all of what he has going on as a justification at what he does. He's responsible for romance scams and coercion. Coercion. He's the one that they send in to get a person to do things that they wouldn't normally do. He's the one that they send in to get you to vibrate low so that they can bippity bop you. He is the tool. He doesn't know he's a tool, but he's a fucking tool. He's a fool and a tool. At some point, I guess he became so good at what he do, he forgot that he was a tool. You're not even the boss. You is like the actual tool. Like, you could be replaced with another tool. And that's the problem. Oh, that's their problem. So they're really working hard not to be replaced with another tool because they like the position in which they in. They like doing shit like this. See, at some point, they kind of act like they don't like doing it, but they actually like doing it. They like having that responsibility. They like to be needed. Even if they're needed to do some bullshit, they like their position. That's just like the right-hand man on Queen of the South, Pinche. What his name? Not Pinche. He said he used Pinche a lot. Pote. Pote. I think it's Ponte or Pote. Either way, he was the right-hand man to the queen. He was the right-hand man to the queen. And he loved his job. He loved being the right-hand man to the queen because they didn't have a sexual relationship, but she was El Jefe. And he liked being that close to El Jefe because it gave him access and power to a lot of things. So this is what this is like. Somebody likes being the right-hand man, or they like being that close to the boss. And they don't want to give up that position. So they know that they're a tool. But the thing about it is, sometimes they forget that they're a tool. And they think that they can start working on projects by themselves. So what happened was, damn. It almost sounds like I be with them, don't it? What had happened was, because I don't be talking to nobody. It's crazy. So what had happened was, well, shit, since I'm in the flow of things, what happened? What had happened was, this person decided that they was going to take a bigger cut than they were supposed to take because they wanted to, this was the one assignment that actually made them feel like less of a tool. Oh, so it was one of them devils to the Lord thing. Even though it wasn't to the Lord, it was to El Jefe. So this person tried to undermine El Jefe by taking on their own operation underneath in between in the operation. So it's an operation within an operation, and everybody pissed off because somebody started to do an operation within an operation. It usurped the whole operation. Well, shit, good for your asses then. Anyway. 6-9, it 15, which means they're obsessed. So this person is not only obsessed with being a tool, they're obsessed with getting their thing across. Somebody wants to get their own thing across within a bigger situation, and they're fixated on it, even though it's pretty clear that the shit ain't working really. Get out my energy. This shit ain't working really. So we've got Pisces and Scorpio, which means highly intuitive, highly passionate. Like I said, 6'9", 96, somebody born in 96, or somebody using somebody that was born in 96 or 69. A Cancer, 69 God, you're a 69 God, that's a Cancer. We got Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aries out here. Take what resonates. Sun, moon, rising. Don't force it. What it is, what the business is. Word on the streets. Jeezy know how to handle is get your mind right. Don't talk to him. Get your mind right. Word on the street. Jeezy know how to handle his. Shit your mind right. Let him go and talk to him. Get your mind right. Hey. So somebody ain't just fell off the back of no bus. Somebody don't got milk behind their ears. Somebody been in these streets. Okay. That's what Jeezy just said. Okay, 13 and 10. Endings, beginning. I will not say yes, but there are some things you're not paying attention to. Cheating is depending on the perspective. He might be planning. Cheating and planning, two different things. Either way, it depends on the plan. 13 and 10. Because he could be planning a surprise party or he could be planning an ambush. It all depends on your relationship. 13 and 10, death and transformation and wish fulfillment. So somebody is changing for wish fulfillment. Endings, beginnings, change, transformation, transition, metamorphosis, end of cycle. Might be your husband. He might be changing. Anyway, wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, contribution. Things ain't always up. Things ain't always over. It all depends. A lot of the stuff in the world is falling apart because of requited love and unrequited love. Somebody got the love that they wanted. Somebody didn't get the love that they wanted. A lot of this shit happening. Bombs being dropped. Bombs over Baghdad. Bombs over Baghdad. Outcast. Okay. Don't outcast your husband. Don't feel like an outcast. Go inside. The answer's right there. Okay. Death and transformation. Like I said, a lot of our people or a lot of us are actually in the midst of figuring out what our answers are. One answer can't answer for another person's. So we have to remember that our situation is definitely really dependent on us and our details. We are all made up with similarities, but we have quite the difference. Okay? All right. So, like I said, death and transformations, wealth and security. There are a lot of people who are starting to wake up and descend to the fact that if they were to actually do the thing the way that they said that they would do it, they would come out a lot better off. It may take longer. You made the choice. You're just thinking about it too long. Yeah, it might take longer, but you'll be in less trouble. The problem with rushing to do things is that you skip steps and you make mistakes, and mistakes aren't wrong. Mistakes are standpoints in which you need to go back and take a recon of why the mistake happened. Okay, I remember when I thought about leaving, and then I went back and remembered that I thought about leaving, and then that was my answer. What happened that made you think? And I'll leave that there. Okay, so death and transformation. Someone is definitely changing their life for the better. You will have days where you feel like those things, maybe, but it's the maybe that makes you know that yes, it's true. Go and chill, regulate your nerves. Answers don't come instantly. It's the answers that come instantly that gets us in trouble. The answers that take time are almost inevitably solid, especially when you're taking the time with your own answers. I remember that part, and oh my God, I love Lord of the Rings. I love what? What is that? What is that? What is that? What's up with Smeagol when he said the precious, right? But I also love when they were talking to the trees. You know what was there the longest? The trees, the ants. And remember the system that he said, even though they had been bewitched by the Sauron, the wizard who was pretending and riding both sides, he was a wizard. Remember, the wizards were the judges. They had the gray, they had the white, they had all these wizards in between. They were the judges of things. They sent out that judge, that wizard, to go and sway the trees. But remember the decision when he asked the trees to make a decision. He said, we don't talk much, But when we talk, we take our time because it's not worth saying things that aren't worth saying. I hope this helps. I love it when a jewel comes in the middle. Okay, so let me draw one more card and then we're going to get to our last spread. Oh, Knight of Pentacles came out. So someone is not only dealing with hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, and responsibility. They know themselves. They know the dark that they've been through, and they also have weighed the light in the situation, and they're okay. All right, you're going to be okay. Remember, you are going to be okay. There will be days and there will be moments where you're like, if this, if this, if this. But then there comes a moment after where you say, why is there an if? Why isn't there certainty? We were told it's either hot or cold because when it's lukewarm, thank you. If, that's that if. It's too uncertain. When you know you have to live life the next day, the next moment, the next year, you can't really play around with ifs and maybes. Okay? All right. Certainty. Certainty is there. So the 10 and the 13 is here, which brings that to 23, which brings that to 5. So somebody is definitely going through a very positive change. However, we have to understand that the wheel does turn for everyone at the same time. So while someone is going through a positive change, someone else is also experiencing some type of loss or some type of, lower vibration, and we have to be okay with that. We cannot fix everybody. We cannot change everybody. What we can do is change ourselves for ourselves. If you go back to that Ricky Lake, oh my God, that Ricky Lake episode, I'm trying to tell you, where Jason Lee was on there with them 3 girls playing them girls, right? And how full circle he is now, how flamboyant he is now. You have to understand. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Because for him to be such a way right now, as opposed to the way he was back then, it's like, we don't know. Either way, I'm glad that he's no longer playing both sides. I'm glad that he did decide that he was going to be on that side, because he would have inevitably messed up a lot more women like he was doing. He was blatantly messing up women because he was securing himself in what he wanted to do. Unfortunately, he used women to do it, and now he takes care of men. He does not. These men do not embarrass men as much as they embarrass women. Now that he's on the other side, he's embarrassing everybody because he's getting a bag for it. Go figure, right? Greed, greed, gluttony. Oh my God, why he look like Tommy Lee right now? And oh my, I can't. Didn't he? Look, ain't that how he do his podcast? And he be Stop it, Alexis. Stop. You're doing too much. I can't be taking it. Stop. Nyx, God bless the child that's got his own. I told you I created this card, and that's the only card in there that says Nyx. And that's the meaning I applied to it. God bless the child that's got his own. Because had I not had my own, these motherfuckers would have drugged me over the coals. Had I not been able to secure and do things and create my own opportunities and write and do all the things that I did, these people would have tried to drag me through the coals because they needed me to be dependent on them. Not the other way around. These people don't do shit for me. And if they are getting money in my name or giving you money and saying something about me, I don't know nothing about that shit. I don't have that money. They already stole some money from me, but damn, Who's allowing them to do it? I can't wait until it's your turn. 96, 69 God. There is a cancer that's still out here trying to take what everybody else have because they don't have shit. All right. God bless a child that's got his own. Then we've got the 9 and the hermit. Then we've got the 6 moving the calmer waters. And what the hell is going on within us is in my home? Honey, just let me explain before I start to. Honey, it's about to be some shit. How did I get into this? Should have never came home with this bitch. Ooh, yeah. But I think it's time to leave this place, 'cause I'm about to catch a case. Damn. So, somebody's about to catch a case if they already haven't caught one, or they're going to catch one if they already haven't gotten plenty. So as these things go on and these pressures change, pressure bursts pipes. So somebody's getting knocked upside their head. Somebody's getting knocked between the refrigerator and the goddamn cabinet, because a lot of changes is happening and people are trying to keep control. And when people are trying to keep control of things, things go out of control. Okay? Right. 12, 20, 120. What? Who's catching the case of what? I don't know. Might be you. Might not be you. We don't know. Allegedly, somebody might catch a domestic violence. Somebody might catch a case. They might catch a sexual case. They might catch a child abuse case. Oh yeah, there are quite a few pedophiles, and a lot of them you don't understand. They like to mess with women that have kids. They like to mess with single parent kids. They like to mess with kids that have one parent so that they can be left alone with the kid at any interval of time. We're going to find out that somebody that we're very, very close to mess with our children or something like that. I already know what popped into my head when I said that. I feel as though they're two young guys that's having sex and they don't want nobody to know. They haven't figured out whether they're going to own up to the shit or not. Don't care, has nothing to do with me. But yeah, that's a pedo. And the reason why this young child is doing it is because someone had already interfered with them when they was younger. So when they got older, they trying it again. But there's also a group of pedos, and they're not just men. It's some women out here that like to mess with young kids. Okay? Yeah. You ask, be prepared for the answer. There are people who are going to catch cases very soon. And they have offices. They're professionals. Yeah. Ooh. They work in child services. They work in DHS. They work as police. They work as, they're professionals. Didn't I tell you there was a little Epstein somewhere? There are little Epsteins everywhere, but the problem is this person is really ramping up. They're amping up. Okay, so Maryland is a medical capital. Just to let you know, a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses come through here, and who gets most of the crazy diagnosis? Yeah, those people, the ones that get all the diagnosis, the weirdest ones, the ones that get Crohn's disease the most, they tend to be connected to some of the most wildest stories in their bloodline. A lot of them were like have bloodlines that trace back to like maniacal people, like the last king of Scotland. That type of stuff. A lot of them have that type of craziness in their bloodline, but they have enough money to pay doctors and lawyers to keep these things shut. Yeah, somebody has that type of pull that they could try to get some stuff shut. I told you it was like a HIPAA violation. Someone's digging through records. Somebody has a lot of access, and what's crazy is they're using that access and they're compromising people's jobs. And I mean, these people are not getting pennies. These people are getting thousands. Some of these people are getting upwards almost $200,000 a year for their job, but they're compromising their job for this shit. All right. So they used to throw pennies at the penitentiary. Now they throw peons. Peons. They used to do it in the dark. Now they glow in neon. All right. No battle rap. Not this morning. No battle rap, because I stay ready. Anyway. This person is trying to be the man that's got his own. The child, God bless the child that's got his own. So somebody's trying to be the child that's got his own, but they're trying to take everybody else's own to do it and move over to calmer waters and hide. Transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, moving on, soul searching, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, consciousness. So somebody is gaining a heart. Remember when the Grinch stayed apart and then his heart turned from this and it went to this and then he couldn't take it no more. He was like, I love people. So somebody's actually gaining a heart, even though they've been rotten and no good all their damn life. But they're actually gaining a heart. This might hurt. You might see them cry a lot. They might burst into tears a lot. They might have a little ugly grimace cry. But it's not for you to go pat them on. They need to cry. They need to feel. They need to feel human every so often so that they don't feel like tearing people apart is something they're supposed to do. Stop coddling people who ain't shit. I'm just gonna back this up and go. 6 and 9 is 15, which means they're obsessed. They're a little cuckoo. All right, so yeah. Everybody doesn't need a hug or a pat in the back. Some people need to go through that shit because they put people through shit. And if you keep being the open door, if you keep having the couch, the shoulder to lean on, to cry on, this person will undoubtedly become a monster to you. And that's crazy. The minute you let this person depend on you, they like, all right, well, this person feels sorry for me. What can I take? Because I'm a bastard. Yeah. I ain't lying. Tell me where I lied at. All right. One extra spread because I like y'all. 6 of Cups. King of Cups. Woo. 6 of Pentacles. 6 of 6. Get your 6 on Route 66. Somebody like to travel a lot. Somebody stay in the car. Somebody might be your body. Dun. Another one bites the dust. Dun. Another one bites the dust. And another one, yeah. And another one, yeah. Another one bites the dust. Dun. Hey, burn. Another one bites the dust. Woo! Bump. Another one bites the dust. Hey, and another one. Hey, and another one. Another one bites the dust. Do. Woo! Damn, that mental cutoff be a bomb. Come with it. So we got Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus. Damn. She's so cold. I got an ice box where my heart used to be. I got an ice box where my heart used to be. I'm so cold. What it is? Damn, somebody look like Omarion? Damn. They said that nigga suspect. Oh, shit. But I digress. Anyway. So, we got a 66. Get your fix on Route 66. So familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia, the King of Cups, emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic control, balance, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic, giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, sharing, and charity. 66 is 12, and it's definitely saying that we are on our best bully today. We are showing up the best way that we can. We're not apologetic. If people want to be who they are, let them be. Let them do as they do. We gonna do what we do no matter what. Let no one knock you off of your game. Do I hear you? Do I hear you? Yes. You are confident. You're ready. You're beautiful. And it's up. And it's stuck. You are not Batman, nor am I Joker. And we not going to be beefing forever. I'm not going through no dark night of the soul with you. I ain't no vigilante. We're not doing this. But it is what the business do. What she say? I've been feeling like that, like a bad bitch all goddamn day. If you ain't with me, you in a goddamn way. They said you die for your respect. Let's pull up and see. They said it gives you wings, so that let's see. Hey, you was thought I was gonna say Cardi B. Shout out to Cardi B. She's a trini like me. Hey, set the seasoning free. Cause I just got to be free. I just gotta be me. Whispering in his ear, love me, telling him I'm sincere, and I am gonna be me, 'cause I've got to be free. Hey, I got to get out of here because I'm going to stay with y'all forever. Don't come for me because somebody's spinning you.